connecting with our breath, connecting with our body, and just allowing ourselves to connect with an intention for our class. So take a couple of huge breaths to get ourselves started. So try to fill up your belly as much as possible. Nice exhale. On the next inhale, hold it a little bit longer. So huge inhale, hold, hold, hold a little bit more, and exhale completely, let it go. Do it just like that one more time. Imagining with this inhale, we're gathering up all of our stressors, all of our junk, kind of gathering it up to the head space. Notice the sometimes that makes our internal state go a little bit off center while we're kind of adjusting to what the new season is. So our intention, especially as we go into hip stretches, but also throughout the class when we get into good stretches, just pause for a moment and check in to see how's my body doing, are my emotions, how's the weather within. So kind of doing your first little check-in here. How is your internal weather? Is it bright and sunny? Does it feel like it's cloudy or raining? Or maybe you've even jumped ahead into the snow. It's just coming on down. But just check in with how your weather is doing internally. Just take one more huge breath to flow in. Out. From here, let's begin to take some of our initial stretches. Let's begin to take the arms, extend them all the way to the back wall. Allow shoulders to wiggle right. And shoulders left. Take it a couple of times so we really let those intercostal muscles, those rib muscles, get a chance to stretch out. Breathing becomes even more free. And from here back through the center, let's start to hug hands around right knee. Comes into the chest, give it that good hug. See how much the knee wants to come inward. With right knee into chest, maybe do a couple of little ankle rolls. That right foot kind of loosening up some of its tightness. Move on to the hamstring, right leg gets to stretch up to sky. Use the hands on the spot that feels useful. So maybe grip around thigh, calf, ankle. Trying to take that foot all the way toward the face. We're hooking it to that back end of the fabric on that side, on the left. So right heel hooking on back left. Once you've got it hooked, slide the shin in so we can open up that right hip. Easy breaths flowing. Take 2 more good rocks for this side. That second breath comes to completion. Let's free the leg out. And we'll start to drop it down. Second side, left knee into the chest. Give that side a good hug. It's like to start preparing for that hip opener we know we're about to take. Sometimes this little hug in is what prepares those hip muscles. Maybe the foot's tight and you want to roll out the ankle a couple of times. Let's extend leg up to sky, working on hamstrings. Leg reaches up, our hands help to pull the leg in that upward position. One more breath right here. And this foot gets hooked to back right. Once it's there, slide the shin in. And how is this hip doing in comparison? Just note. A couple more breaths in. This is another chance to tune in. Sometimes the hips bring up some things, so sometimes that makes the weather more cloudy. So how's our weather right now? Just enjoy another huge breath. Let it flow in. Let it relax out. Start to free out the leg. Let's drop this foot all the way down. And let's start to kick the feet free off the front. So feet are free. We're getting it up to the knees. And our hands help us to sit all the way up. Good. So as we're heading to our first inversion here, I'm gonna show you something that takes a little bit more core. Don't feel like you have to take that variation. If you just want to hang today, that's absolutely an option. But the option would take us more upright, and then there's a back bend that we can take from there. So to head first to the inversion, hook the thumbs on the back, and then use that thumb hook to help push the fabric clear down to about where the back side of the pant is. Once you're here, go ahead and start leaning back, grip on, like a tabletop position. From here, it's that last step to head upside down, wide legs as you tilt back, wrap the ankles. Good, so if you just release hands, that's staying in the inversion here. If you're gonna go with me for a moment to the deep back bend, keep on gripping that spot by the inner thighs, and then walk your hands up above where the feet are. Good. So if you're here, start squeezing the knees to the center, the toes point down. Get this far, continue to walk all the way up until you're inside, nice and high. Squeeze the knees in. That's it. Yeah, yep. And just keep on walking your hands up. I know, kind of crazy. If you get this far, and it's okay if you don't, this one's kind of not difficult, but you'll switch the grip so it's thumbs down over your shoulder, elbows pointed forward, and then from here it's a bow pose. Just let your belly come forward, toes go backward. Exactly. There you go. And you don't have to stay super long. When you're ready to come back out, just slide your hips back and then head back to that nice inversion again. So if you just got there, go ahead and take thumbs down. Are you going to the bow pose? Okay, so what you'll do is take your thumbs down grip over the shoulders, elbows just like that, and then start to let your heart go forward. You got it.
I lost you.
Oh, kind of cool. Do you want to go all the way up?
Yeah,
So
but
let's okay, start from the inversion. So you're here, legs are wrapped. So remember the legs have to go wide. Yeah. So the knees need to be past the outside of the pucker. Yep. Wrap the feet.
you know, you're
So I think it'll help you not grip the whole thing. So I'm just grabbing this back. Yes. Yep. Wrap the legs. You're going on the inside still. Remember how, yep, that's it. Wrap the legs. Gonna tilt back a little bit further. Yep. Good. So from there, that's okay. Maybe just take the inversion. So just start with that inversion. Wrap the legs and just
it is
into your back, so you'll have to push it lower. Lower is usually much more. That's it. Yeah, so as low as you can get it on your back, that'll help. Yeah, look at that. Good. So this inversion time here, it's just like trying to let that spine muscle tight. Yeah, you got it. See how that feels a little bit better? That's not usually. It can still be tight, it's like a deep tissue massage. Yeah, just trust that over more and more time, it'll get better. Good, so especially those that just got up, stay resting, hook your elbows, lean forward. Let's start to work through the neck here for a moment. Just let the head rock left, right. Sitting up. So especially after being upside down for a little while, sometimes it's nice to go extra slow the next couple of poses. So what we're gonna do is bunch up the fabric to whatever side points you to me. So grab it to the side that points you to center of room. Lock your arms straight. The hip that just got a little bit lifted, that's the leg that swings up and over. Lock your arms straight, that gives more and more space. That's okay. Just take it step by step. Good. You push into it, it gets more space to do that. Like so good. Yeah, that's it. And then push your arm straight. That's it. Yeah. It's always funky if you haven't done it in a while. So we'll slide both feet inside once you get there. No pressure if it's still taking a little bit of time. Just step by step. Good. So arm strength helps to push the legs a little wider. This gives inner thighs a couple of breaths to stretch. Just gonna take a nice little meditative movement. Let the feet fall together. Usually I'll either rest my forehead forward or the back of the neck backward. Give this one a couple of breaths. This is the perfect opportunity to kind of visualize the weather that you prefer to have inside. So let's say if it was just so much gunk in your sky today, maybe at least in your mind's eye, imagine it being whatever weather you prefer. Maybe it's a clear blue sky. Maybe it's a sunset sky where like the sky's on fire with reds and oranges and yellows. Just imagine, at least within, you've had that opportunity to choose to create that weather. Another huge breath, let it flow in. If there's any gunk that you found, with your exhale, let it go. Good. Opening the legs back out wide. Let's slide our right hand down our right leg. Left hand reaches up to the sky and then tilts over to the right. A huge inhale. Nice exhale. Rising up, let's switch sides. Turning to left, and then it's right arm that reaches up to sky, and then the breath flows in, out, rising up. Let's let our feet fall right back down to dangle. We're gonna take another good hip and hamstring opener here. So first I want you to take your leg that's closer to mirror side. Grab that foot and place the foot under the fabric in front of you. Once you've got that foot there, you can feel how the hip rotating open like this gets a good stretch. So know that you've got some options. You push your arms into it, it lessens the intensity if the hip's super tight today. You want to make it deeper, start to lessen arm strength, or even hug around the legs, pull it closer. Just choose the amount that's perfect for your body today. Not too much, not too little. More breaths right here. From here, the arch of that foot sits up. Place it onto the gathered fabric that's in front of you. You turn the toes out to be in the same direction as your knees. So once you've got the arch of the foot there, continue to slide the foot up as high as it wants to go. That starts working into hamstrings, so turn the toes to mirror side. So again, if you need to lessen intensity, that's pushing the arm strength in. Deepening the intensity is starting to back arm strength away, or even leaning forward. Pretty intense though. Usually hamstrings are a bit tighter than hips, so give us some easy breaths. Another huge inhale. Exhale, this leg can drop out. Just the same side it was. Second ankle comes up. So it's the hip one, so lessening intensity is pushing away, hugging is deep. A huge breath blows in. Nice exhale. Arch of the foot comes up. Slide the foot up. Choose the intensity that's going to work for this. And notice these moments moving slower and deeper into the body. It's that perfect time just to breathe. Check in with the weather again. Maybe things are moving. Sometimes intense things come up out of nowhere. Definitely live in a place where you even have a saying about that. You know, wait 5 more minutes, the weather will be different. So give yourself permission to have that inside. Just because we felt something 5 minutes ago doesn't mean that that has to be our whole day. This one, 2 more breaths. Bring the foot back forward. Our hips are off center, so just shift left, right, left, right, left, right, and so we're facing all the way back to mirror. Good, let's take a little vampire. So fabric comes up to cover just one good thin layer, completely covering shoulders. Once you've got a good safe covering, the elbows shove all the excess to your waist and lay back. Feet come in. Lift up the hips as you straighten the legs back out. That starts that process of shifting the excess down. You'll do that maybe 2 or 3 times to get all the extra down to your feet. Good. Make sure it's just enough to cover shoulders. Too much excess is uncomfortable. But once you've got all that set up, the last step is left and right at play. Feet hike up. Press feet into the spot where the hands are, just right above those spots. Out. That engagement of the legs helps us to rise up. We'll come around and cheese. So not heel wrap, just heel push. Up. That side one side. And just out. Side heel wrap. Out. Legs chin. Yeah. As long as you keep your hips back a little bit like that, well, you'll still be. These are awesome. Those that are still upside down, just enjoy it for the last couple of breaths, maybe 2 or 3 more good, relaxing breaths. Let them flow. Coming all the way up to sit, floating child. Giving our head some time to switch orientation. Those that are laying back, continue to just recover until you feel like you're at that point you would be safe to move on. And you let me know that you've reached that point by sitting up. So no rush if you just got up and you need a little bit more time. But when you feel like, yeah, I'm good, my systems are giving me check marks, that's when we can start sitting. Good. Always know you don't have to be rushed out. So if we start to head on and your body just needs to lay here for 5 minutes, that's okay. Just listen to your body. That's how we prevent things like dizziness and stuff. Take another little twist before we completely head out. Let's just bunch up the fabric to the front door side. And your arm that's toward the mountain side, that arm is going to open. Sometimes I'll take that hand behind my head. Just twist even deeper. Take this side of the twist, another breath in. Out. Release. Grab the other half. Rotate toward back door. The shoulder that's closer to mountains. That one opens or wraps around the back side of the head. Just twist that spot. Another good breath, let it go in. Out. Unwind. Grab both sides of the fabric. Lift the hips right up and out to standing. Good. So from this spot, take the fabric that's behind you, place it up to spot right where the shoulder blades. And you're going to walk back to take this black out. With this next pose, our feet go back up where the plumb line spot is. So if you're on that back row, you can see this line that's the shadow all the way across the room. That's the line where your feet can go into. Go nice and wide. Those that are not there, you'll just have to find your feet right under that. Forward, 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 foot. Good. So I'll show you what this is going to look like. What we're doing is a huge hip circle going all the way like a big hula hoop. Especially this side of the room that's a little bit tighter. Make sure we all stick together. So we're gonna go to the front door side of the room first. So I'm gonna do a countdown from 3. So 3, 2, 1, go. Front door, forward, and around. Keep on going. 4, back, 3, 2, well, how the knees can be nice and loose. 1, good, pause. Beautiful. 5 to the back door side. 3, 2, 1, go. 5. So those hips nice and loose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. We're masters by that second time. Continue to walk the feet a bit further forward. And then heel to the feet, nice and wide. Hands to drop to inner thighs to press the thighs more open. Give it a slight rock, just straightening right leg a little bit and left leg. Good. Take the feet back in about as wide as mat. Straighten legs from here. Then pull the arms directly up and back to that back wall, a huge arch for the spine. And comes up, and then hands come up to the fabric. Let's walk ourselves backwards until we're standing up on our own. Flip the fabric out in front of you. Beautiful. Let's step our right arch of foot directly into the fabric. We'll do just a hair of arm strengthening just to kind of shake up our sky, see if there's anything kind of hidden in the distance. So we're gonna do 5 little pull-ups. So reaching up high, take an inhale breath. Exhale, try to stand all the way up. 5, and down. 4, use your breath. 3, 2, amazing, 1. Good, so fabric still gathered up with the arch. Let the knee go a little bit past the front. And then we're gonna take this into a hip opener. So your left hand grabs the right heel and slide the foot up just a bit, depending on your knee. Some people can go all the way up to parallel. If that bugs me at all, go a little bit higher angle with the knee. So knee still inside. Good. And then from here, hands go just about as high as the shoulders. And all you have to do is lean forward like an inch or 2. You feel the hips start to open up really deep. Yep, you have options here to take a little back bend if you wish, or lean forward if you wish. And if you scoot the fabric just a little bit back, I think that'll keep it more locked in. Yeah. Good. Work. Another huge breath for this side. Shift yourself back to stand. From here, the foot stays in, slip it past the thigh, and then it's the arch of the foot into the fabric. You could even slip past heel if you feel more safe and more steady with that. So this leg, 5 times if you can balance without, great. If you need to grip just one hand, the right hand is fine. 5 times we're gonna let the leg go as wide as it can go. Back across the front. 4, good. 3, 2, 1. Hands back on, grip it high. Start to sink even just inches forward. Could be a full split if that's in your practice already, but even just inches toward mirror side would feel really nice. Another good breath in, out, right over standing leg. We're gonna switch sides so the foot doesn't have to balance that much longer. So you can either just step that right foot out, step the other foot in, or the swinging switch, you have to lock this leg straight so that you can step directly in and right out. Good. The swing doesn't matter too much. It's more about just focus on your leg, because I could even just stay here and swing for a little while. Yeah. The big thing is just keep the leg locked straight. Yep. That's okay, that's okay. There's another day. Go ahead and slip it under the arch of the foot. Good. It's all gathered up. We're reaching up high. This one's little mini pull-ups. So inhale, breath. Exhale, let's come up. 5, Amazing. 4, 3, 2. For the last one, see if instead of popping down, you can use a little bit more arm strength to slowly get that. Good work. Good. When you finish, it's that hip opener, so the knee goes a little bit past where the line of the fabric is. The right hand grabs the heel, sliding the foot up a bit. That point that still feels comfortable for knee, but you're starting to get toward that angle like a pigeon pose. Good. When you feel secure, it's all inside, locked in. The knee past where the front of the fabric is. Hands at shoulder height. Literally just a couple of inches will do. Push your knee a little bit more forward where the fabric is. Yeah, that'll lock it better. That's okay. Good. Give it one more breath. Let it go in, out. Weight back over standing leg. Slip the knee out so foot still in. Either stay at the arch or slip past the heel. If you need balance, left hand stays gripping on. If your balance is okay tonight on the side, maybe arms open. And leg goes wide. And across. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back through the center. Let's grip up high. It's okay if it's inches that you're leaning forward. It's okay if it's feet. All the way a huge lunge. Just listen to those hamstrings. Check in with the weather, especially after shaking it up. How does it feel at this moment just to take some breaths? These are notoriously tight. But 2 more breaths. Good. As we come back, weight over standing leg, let's flip the foot out. So we're gonna go into a pose that is an inversion and it opens up the hips really, really nicely. So if this is your first time doing this one, not everybody likes it the first time, so don't feel like you're pressured to stay in it. You could always go, you've done 2 inversions already. You could always go back inside really quick or one of those 2 are repeated again. I'm gonna face this way so you guys can just copy. So let's start off with 1 foot in, the knee is already turning open. The knee is open behind it. Good. So we got this set. We've been doing our practice pull-ups to get us to this point. So grip up high so that we can step the other foot in, arches of the feet together now, and then bring your body right up to the back. That'll be much less arm strength. So let the knees go open behind. That's it. Goes back. Okay, once you're here, both shoulders come through. And then keep on gripping for safety. I know it feels super funky the first time. Good. The grip is going to be close to where the armpits are. Kind of as high as you can get it so we don't get the fingers stuck. It looks like little chickadees, kind of. Scoot it up nice and high. And then what I like to do is I'm leaning forward, is push it past my hip bone, second side, and just straighten the arms. Okay, so I'll be on the outside to help anybody. Anybody who's like, I don't have good ones right here, you don't have to. So you can go back to one of the inversions inside if you like. Okay, as you're doing, you look great. Sometimes lift your hips up a little bit. That might feel more comfortable because your weight can go forward. Yeah, that's it. That's okay. I can always bring you back out too. So if you grip there, sometimes it gets stuck. So try to go a little higher. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. Yep.
And then go forward.
Just straighten your arms. Yeah. Yeah, you're doing great. I can always get you out if you get stuck. I could have like just passed
I
my
have fallen so many times
because
in
that
my
makes
life.
it, if it's like on the inside, you're going to stuck.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
If you fall
Do you want to?
How do you like that? I have been.
Do you feel the pressure on it already? Okay. Then do you want to get out or where are you happy to stay here? Okay. Okay. So what you're gonna do is start taking the hands
How
behind
to
you
use your
again.
back strength for that one.
And then once you get both hands, straighten both legs, and it's a 1 foot down. That's okay, that works too. Just go ahead and lean back for a little while. Easy, easy stargazer.
Okay.
You coming out?
Sorry.
No, you're okay. Are you coming out? How do you feel?
Stuck.
Sorry. Are you trying to take
I'm trying.
Okay, so take your other hand up also.
I grab your shoulder.
Okay, let's start. Yeah, yeah, just like that. Bring your hips and arms straight. Walk your hand a little higher. Yeah. Got it. Nice. Give your head a moment. Yeah, give your head a moment. You're doing good. No, you did awesome. You got some. So now straighten both legs and then step 1 foot down. You got it. Just lean back with your eye. Oh, so that one's pretty intense. So don't feel any pressure now. Sometimes if you've never even seen that one before, just seeing it, it's like, okay, I think next time maybe I'll try it. And that's great. Yeah, you can feel those hips. So let yourself rock a little bit left and right. They're awesome.
So swinging.
Yeah, absolutely. You can always ask me that. That is an okay question. Like, I'm happy just swinging. You're welcome. So those that are back here, let's take a little shoulder opener. So what we're gonna do is take our right arm all the way across the fabric. One left arm, so the big X. From here, walk back until you're standing up on your own. And then it's just a slight leaning forward that sends each of our hands away from one another. And that starts to stretch the shoulders. Try not to let it slip off of your shoulders. I'll usually kind of like place my chin a little bit tucked on my leg. Okay, I can still breathe. Good, now leaning back. So we can inhale, the arms circle up. Exhale, drop them down. And let's take it to second side and pull back up. This time, left arm passes first. Right. Rising back up. Forward at the waist. Up the big space. Inhale. Exhale. You circle that exit out. Let's go feet back. Good. And dive the arms to the center. We're gonna walk up to the top of our mat, so closer to mirror side. And based on where we're headed, I want you to turn and face the fabric from here. Put your right foot inside. So you're this way. So mirror side facing it that way. So switch it around the other side. Let's come right on the other side. You got it. Okay. So we're gonna do a complete 180. This will face us back to mirror. Keep your right foot hooked still. Do a little hop backwards to bring you back to balance. So ankle hooked still, and do a complete 180 to face mirror. So you'll have to turn through the front door side. Good. Yep, you got it. Okay. So as we start to work our hands to ground, the leg bends and the fabric straightens out. So it's like a lunge shape. We're still bending the one that's under us. From here, let's take a twist. Right hand stays down, left hand flip to side. drop the hand down. Try to walk the hands backwards, straightening both legs as much as possible. Little splits. If you're super close to the back wall, you can always hop the foot forward a little bit and then sink back. Good. And then walk the hands to that mirror side front of the mat. The foot that's underneath us, slide it back so it's like a three-legged dog. Gonna do just another touch of core before we let that left leg do a nice pigeon pose. So the thing that we're doing is shifting shoulders over wrist like a plank. If you feel the strength for it, you'll just stay. If you're doing more okay for more, you'll lift the foot briefly up and down, then shift the hips back up to sky, three-legged dog. Good, so we'll repeat that 4 more times. Either go just to plank or plank and then lift foot up and down. Back three-legged dog. Good, 3 more. Plank and maybe lift. Three-legged dog. And 2. 1 more. Good, and then set the knee down, swiveling the left toes a little bit to the right side of that. Drop down to elbows. I feel those hips open as you just sink weight backwards into the fabric. Good work. And we're gonna start switching sides. So if you need to come up from standing and work your way down again, that's fine. If you're okay to switch the feet, what you'll need to do is go through a plank, step your left foot in the pocket and right foot out for a moment. If that's not working, come up to stand and then step your left foot in and come to the lunge. Good, so yeah, that's it. Inside and then out. Good work, good work. Okay, so first we have to do the twist. So that right foot on the ground hops forward, forward, forward. Leave the left hand down so right hand can twist up to sky. Good. When hand comes down, kind of straighten both legs and walk the hands back. Splits. So this one, the foot needs to be further forward rather than the down dog. Yep, hop, 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 and then sink both legs back. You got it, that's it. Beautiful. Another breath in. Out. Now three-legged dog. Hands front. Slide the foot back. That's triangle shape in our hips. Okay, so 5 cycles, maybe just plank, maybe full thing. So shoulders over wrists, maybe toes lift up and down. Three-legged dog. Do that 4. 3, 2, 1. Good, right knee down for that pigeon pose. Toes swivel to the side. Oh, good work. We've reached all of the things, the intense things that we're doing. So just feel how that weather inside, how it was affected by that. Maybe it was like we had some of these huge winds we get sometimes. And how could you, or did you maintain any sense of calm through it? Maybe it's, sometimes those winds pick us up and it's like, oh, this is throwing me off my balance, off my center. And other times I realized, wow, I was able to stay kind of centered in the very center of that tornado. Okay, so let's softly start to drop that left knee down. Let the knees go wide in a child pose. Push the arms forward. Let's wrap up here with one more little shoulder stretch, a couple of breaths each side. Right arm threads under the left armpit space. And then just keep the side of the head rested down. Switch it out. One more breath in. As we exhale, reach it back. Just another moment with child. As you're in that child, visualize what you want your Shavasana to look like today. Some days, that floating Shavasana is the best thing in the world. Other days, we just want to be closer to the earth. We want to feel that sense of groundedness. So whenever you feel ready, start to head to your Shavasana, whether that's inside again, just like how we started, or whether it's laying on the ground. Start to head to that shape, that restful place. All the steps you need to make your body super comfortable. Just notice, how is my weather? Especially after we had brief moments of that intensity. Is it possible to have any sense of recognizing that we can choose our internal state? We have at least some say over it. Be here for several more minutes, just let those breaths flow. Even sighing a couple of times if that helps. Here, let's begin to deepen our inhales. Exhales. We'll start to introduce little movements back to the body. Some of us might be stretching the arms to the back wall, letting the shoulders go right and left a few times. Some of us might be taking a fetal position. You're doing that from the hammock, the body long, but roll one hip to stack on top of the other hip. And it's easy just to curl the body in, tighten the ball, arch the spine all the way back. That could be super exaggerated cat. I'm doing that one. I'll usually take 3 or 4 to one side. Eventually I'll switch so the second half has some balance as well. On working toward that balance, keep on listening to the body. Everything feels good. Let's start to work our way up toward a full seated place. So here with our hands at our heart, let's take a final check-in for this class. See how the weather is now. Like we've gotten a little chance to have a reset. Letting ourselves choose the weather we wish to have. And so recognize that we have a little bit of that power within us, a little bit of choice. Whenever things feel like it's out of control within, recognize we can pause, we can gather up the craziness and then just exhale it out the next breath. So with just feeling better, with this awesome weather within to lead us on, let's wrap up the time that we shared together today with the sound of deep inhale now. Be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.